Do you love science fiction? If so, you're in the right place. I'm going to reveal my top 20 sci fi books I've ever read today. Will your favorites be on the list? Or will you be shocked? Let's see. Welcome to Fantasy for the Ages, the show where a father and son talk about fantasy, science fiction, horror, and other nerdy things. I'm Jim, the father of this show, and I've got some amazing science fiction books to share with you today. If you enjoy this episode, be sure to give us a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. By the way, this is part 4 of a 4-part series. If you found this first, be sure to go back and check out the rest of my top 80 science fiction novels. There's some amazing books that I've shared here, and if you haven't read some of them, you're going to want to add them to your TBR if you consider yourself a sci-fi fan. But today, the top 20, just the best of the best. There's a lot of great science fiction I haven't read yet, but I've read plenty, and these are my 20 favorites of all time. So here we go. Number 20 is Second Foundation by Isaac Asimov, written in 1953. Here we get the secretive Second Foundation working to guide humanity's future. It was originally serialized into astounding science fiction, but now we get it in a novel form. Number 19, The Martian by Andy Weir, published in 2014. An astronaut stranded on Mars must use his ingenuity to survive. Weir is just an incredible author who can take real hard science and make it so interesting without watering it down. I'm not quite sure how he does it. This book was originally self-published chapter by chapter on Weir's website. A huge hit, though. Now you got a book to buy. It also was adapted into a darn entertaining movie. Number 18, Sandworms of Dune by Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson, published in 2007. This is the epic conclusion of the massive Dune saga, bringing resolution to Frank Herbert's original storyline. He wrote 6 books and then passed away. His son and Kevin J. Anderson collaborated to complete the series. This book is based on Frank Herbert's notes for this unfinished Dune 7. However, Sandworms of Dune is not the 7th book. It took them 2 books to finish based on those notes, and they wrote a bunch of prequel novels before they came back and wrote these. Number 17, Hunters of Dune by Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson, published in 2006. This story picks up after Chapter House Dune, the last book that Frank Herbert had published. And it continues the journey of the fugitives from the Honored Maiters. It uses material found in Frank Herbert's personal papers. So these are his ideas, and they're bringing them to life on the page. Number 16, Persepolis Rising by James S.A. Corey, published in 2017. This is the 7th book in the 9-book series, The Expanse, and it focuses on a new power rising in the galaxy. By the way, James S.A. Corey, it's not a guy, it's 2 guys. It's the pen name for the writing duo Daniel Abraham and Ty Frank. Number 15, Tiamat's Wrath by James S.A. Corey, published in 2019, the 8th book in the Expanse series, where humanity's struggle against the Laconian Empire reaches its peak. Fans would have to wait an agonizing 2 more years for the series finale, Leviathan Falls. Number 14 on my sci-fi list is Heretics of Dune by Frank Herbert, published in 1984. In this book, a power struggle unfolds as humanity evolves beyond the constraints of the Bene Gesserit and Honored Maiters. Herbert's depiction of desert ecosystems was informed by his own interest in ecology. Number 13, Dune Messiah by Frank Herbert, published in 1969. So this one's back a ways. In this book, Paul Atreides grapples with the consequences of his messianic rise to power. The book was actually heavily criticized when it was released. People just didn't appreciate it like they should have, because since then it's gained recognition as essential to the series. There's plenty good about this book. Number 12, Foundation and Empire by Isaac Asimov, published in 1952. In this book, the Foundation faces threats from the declining galactic empire and a mysterious mutant known as the Mule. The Mule was inspired by Asimov's fear of unpredictable disruptors in historical patterns. Yeah, he's a disruptor, for sure. Number 11, Abaddon's Gate by James S. A. Corey, published in 2013. Humanity explores the mysterious alien ring at the edge of the solar system in this book. The novel won the 2014 Locus Award for Best Science Fiction Novel. I'm telling you, The Expanse was just bringing it all, man. It's so good. Number 10, Children of Dune by Frank Herbert, published in 1976. This third installment in the Dune saga focuses on the next generation of the Atreides family. It was the first hardcover bestseller for the series. Number 9, Nemesis Games by James S. A. Corey, published in 2015. This is the fifth book in The Expanse, exploring the fractured lives of the Rocinante crew. The novel delves deeper into the personal backstories of these main characters. Number 8, Chapter House Dune by Frank Herbert, published in 1985. In this book, the Bene Gesserit struggle for survival against the encroaching Honored Maters. It was the last Dune book written by Frank Herbert before his death. Number 7 is Leviathan Wakes by James S. A. Corey, published in 2011. This is the first book in the Expanse series, introducing a solar system on the brink of war. The book was nominated for both the Hugo and Locus Awards, so right away hits with a big splash. Number 6, Caliban's War by James S. A. Corey, published in 2012. In this Expanse novel, the Rocinante crew uncovers a conspiracy involving alien protomolecules. The character Avasarala is a fan favorite for her sharp wit and diplomacy on full display in this novel. Number 5, Leviathan Falls by James S. A. Corey, published in 2021. You might have noticed that The Expanse and the Dune books are really huge for me. I mean, these are some of my favorite science fiction novels, so you're getting a lot of them. It's a matter of the order I put them in. This is the final chapter of The Expanse and concludes humanity's fight for survival in a transformed galaxy. It was released alongside a role-playing game expansion for the Expanse universe. I mean, people love to play what they read. Number 4, Babylon's Ashes. This is also by James S. A. Corey, published in 2016, and is my favorite of the Expanse books. So, not the ending, but this is a kind of ending. Humanity unites to fight the rise of Marcos Inaros and his free navy in this book. The novel's title refers to the fragmented state of the solar system. So, no more Expanse books in my top 3. What do I have? Number 3 is God Emperor of Dune by Frank Herbert, published in 1981. This is the fourth Dune novel, and it follows Leto II's transformation into a human sandworm hybrid in order to enforce a millennia-long peace. It features one of the most extended timescales of any science fiction series as you read about the millennia-long peace and how it comes to an end. Number 2, World War Z, an oral history of the zombie war by Max Brooks, published in 2006. This is a fictional oral history recounting the global fight against a zombie apocalypse. Such an amazing read. Brooks consulted real-world military advisors for the book's strategy and logistics. He put so much realism into this thing, and it's fascinating, and that's why it's so high on my list. Now, you've seen the movie? Yeah, trash. I mean, I enjoy the movie, but it has nothing to do with the book other than they both have zombies. Read the book. Number 1, however, what I've saved. You've got to know what this book is, people. Dune by Frank Herbert, published in 1965. Paul Atreides rises to power on the desert planet of Arrakis, controlling the galaxy's most valuable resource. The spice must flow. This is the best-selling science fiction novel of all time for a reason. I've read it multiple times. I recommend it to everybody. I know some people just don't get into it. I feel bad for you because you're missing out. Dune is amazing. And it's where that whole saga starts. All right, you've got my top 20. You've got my whole top 80 now. Again, if you haven't watched those other episodes, you should check those out too. So many great science fiction books there. This is my baseline. As I read more science fiction as the years go by, this list is going to change. But as of today, that's my top 80. This was my top 20 today. What do you think about these books? Put your thoughts down in the comments. I'll love to read and I will engage with you. Thanks for watching. It's been fun to share some great science fiction. I hope I've added to your reading plans. We'll talk to you next time.